Hi and welcome back or welcome to my All the Perfume YouTube channel. In this video I'll be talking about underrated celebrity perfumes. So I am certainly a fan of a celebrity scent. I feel that over the years with many different celebrity launches it has given us the chance to try perfume at what is usually a really good price, and there have, as I will show, been some gems along the way. I think that Rihanna, Sarah Jessica Parker, Paris Hilton and also Britney Spears have so many great perfumes, among which are some of just my favourite perfumes in general. I would always try a scent from any brand, any face, regardless of whether I actually liked them or kind of knew who they were in the public eye. I just think it's a great excuse to have fun with perfume. With that being said, this video is a little bit different from my channel because as well as talking about the perfumes I do have here in my collection, I'm going to be sharing those perfumes which are discontinued, basically. And that's why I feel they're underrated, that they weren't on the shelves long enough, and yeah, they should be, because they were just really, really well done. I do think that celebrity scents kind of had their heyday about 15 years ago, maybe about 2007, when we just had really great launches that were exciting, with great campaigns, lots of merchandise to go with the perfumes, and it was a fun time to be into perfume. I remember going into the shops and there was always something to try. But then we did get to the point where there were just so many launches and so many releases, and sometimes it felt as though a scent would just land on the shelves with no kind of hype or arrival, and it was a little bit hard to keep track. And I think maybe the quality and the fun was lost a little bit with some lines. But be that as it may, I want to talk about those really, really great ones that should have stayed and should have lasted the test of time. So first up, we do have a perfume that we can test, and this is Elle by Gwen Stefani, launched in 2007. In this perfume, we have notes of pear, violet leaf and freesia. In the middle, sweet pea, rose, jasmine and lily of the valley, and in the base, peach and musk. And this was a campaign that had me really excited. And I loved the bottle, I loved how Gwen looked in the adverts, and I remember waiting until my kind of first payday from what I would call my proper job to buy a bottle of this. Like, credit card would not do. It had to be something I waited for and really enjoyed. So yeah, I still have my bottle. I'm not completely convinced it smells quite as it should, but I've been looking forward to testing it today just to see if I can start bringing it back into rotation. Yeah, I love this. These colours here, this kind of sort of rainbow, but brown, orange, green. I think it's beautiful. And yeah, let's give this a spritz. I had thought there would be more perfumes in this particular line. This is Elle. I thought we'd get an A, an M and a B for lamb, but yeah, here's Elle. I love how strong this is, and I'm always really surprised by anybody who says they find this light. It is aquatic. The peach is pretty, very strong and musky, so those base notes are kind of what comes through the most. There's a lot of rose, and I really had my kind of mind changed on this when I realised it was like Maybe Baby by Benefit, because I found this so unique and didn't think anything was like it at all. And then yeah, it is similar to Benefit's Maybe Baby. So, you know, not too many scents like it, still quite standalone. I've always thought this was quite masculine. I enjoyed wearing it, I felt it was strong and stood out. And it's a piece with this bottle. I think it's a real statement scent, and I don't know how it wasn't more popular. I just think smelling of this made me feel so good, going back to 2007, 2008, 2009, and yeah, I would have loved to have seen more from the line and to still have this on the shelves, because we have Gwen Stefani still very much out there doing her thing. She's got her beauty line now, so if this could make a comeback, I would be loving the fact that I could buy brand new bottles, you know, where I don't have to question whether it still smells good or not. So that is my first underrated scent. That's Elle by Gwen Stefani. This is Halle by Halle Berry, launched in 2009. The notes in this are fig leaf, pear blossom and bergamot, mimosa and freesia in the middle, and in the base, cashmere, musk, amber and sandalwood. And so happily another bottle that I actually still have from way back when, but it still smells good. So I do wear this occasionally, and it was Halle Berry's first perfume that she released. And yeah, I knew who she was, but I tried it because it was a new perfume to try and was very happy with how I felt about the scent. I love how warm this is, and the fig note is something I really enjoy. This is beach, but kind of alternative. So my memories of this are feeling comforted by it, wearing it to work. I loved the smell of this. I just knew I smelled good when I was wearing this perfume. And something I really love in addition is that it's been compared to Cristobal by Balenciaga, and I adore that perfume. That's a whole nother video waiting to happen. Other discontinued, underrated scents. I wish I could still buy that fragrance. So yeah, this is like Cristobal. The sandalwood is really beautiful. I could definitely smell the amber as well. This is just so warm and beautiful on the skin, and yeah, I can't see why it isn't still around. It's so enjoyable. I can see people wanting to wear this in the summer for sure, like summer evenings on holiday. And people charge a lot for this on eBay now, where you can still buy it. So yeah, I think it's a real shame this one isn't around anymore. I'm personally pleased to still be able to have it in my collection and wear it. But yeah, certainly an underrated scent, Halle. This perfume is Velvet Hour by Kate Moss, launched in 2007. The notes in this scent are pepper, incense and freesia. In the middle, patchouli and nutmeg. And in the base, sandalwood, amber and woods. And I love this bottle. I don't think we see enough of this colour in the fragrance world. This beautiful deep blue that gave me a little bit of a Dior vibe. And so yeah, this still smells good. So I've started strong with these perfumes. 3 that, you know, I can still wear and yeah, I still have in my collection. Let's give this a sniff. It was Kate's second fragrance release. The first being Kate, which was a very pretty rose scent. This was more my kind of thing for sure. Oh, I love it. It's so comforting. I could already smell it before I brought the blotter to my nose. It's really peppery. I've always thought the sandalwood in this is really strong and really good. And it's like incense. It smells like nighttime, and I think a Velvet Hour is such a beautiful name for it. I mean, why can't this still be available now? Such a good scent and classic feeling. I mean, there's nothing kind of faddy or trendy about this in my opinion. It just looks like a really good evening scent, and I love it. This is certainly unique in my collection. I really don't have anything else where I can think that I've got that kind of incense and pepper, but in a kind of a cozy way, even though it's strong. Now, Kate Moss did go on to have lots of other scents as well. There were some summer editions of her first perfume. There was Lilabelle, named after her daughter, Vintage Muse, and yeah, they were never really quite to my personal taste, even though I had a few. And now I am happy to see that she has a new fragrance, Cosmos, with a new concept of well-being, and yeah, I've tried that one and it's enjoyable. So I love that, but yeah, I do wish you could still buy Velvet Hour as well. I posted about this on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, a couple of people spotted it. Well, it was on the shelves in my perfume cabinet. They said, oh, Velvet Hour, you know, I remember that one. I was like, yeah, a really well done scent, classic. So yeah, I wish this one hadn't been discontinued. It's certainly underrated. So the next scent I will talk about is With Love by Hilary Duff. This was brought out by Elizabeth Arden in 2007, and it was a spicy amber scent with mangosteen and mangosteen blossom as well. And I adored this scent. This would be one of my all-time favourites ever. It was so beautiful to wear and so spicy. Not a far cry from the Halle scent, in actual fact, and another fragrance that has been compared to Cristobal, so I can see why I liked it. That bottle, golden, classic, great for a dressing table, and back then, in 2007, 2008, my mum and both my sisters owned a bottle as well, so I felt that was really testament to just how classic and versatile it was. You know, it's not so much of a thing now, but there is an age gap between me and each of my sisters, so yeah, I thought we all like it. It's a really great, beautiful scent. So why isn't it available anymore? I love it. I just think that, yeah, it was very different. I don't come across the mangosteen note much at all, and it's one that I would like to look up and yeah, just test more scents with, because it smelled so good in that perfume. Please do tell me if you'd ever tried With Love. There was also Wrapped With Love, which was more of a sweet, kind of a Marc Jacobs feeling kind of scent. It had a white chocolate note, I believe, or at the very least it smelled like white chocolate, and that was pretty and nicely done. But in terms of a classic, great perfume, a signature to wear in the day, With Love is sorely missed by me. I did have my bottle until a couple of years ago, but it didn't smell right at all. And yeah, I'm sad that my husband never got to smell how great that perfume was, because it was a really good one indeed. The next scent I'm going to talk about is Black Star by Avril Lavigne, launched in 2009. So in the top of that perfume, we had pear, mango, and also blackcurrant. In the middle, jasmine and lotus notes, and in the base, sandalwood, musk, vanilla, and Mexican chocolate. And this is an example of a fragrance where I didn't particularly, like Avril Lavigne, in that I wasn't a fan of her music particularly, but it was an excuse to try a new perfume, and so I did, and I loved this fragrance so much. I used to wear it on nights out, kind of without fail. I would have worn it again and again and again for a couple of years, and just loved how it smelled. With hindsight, I think I was smelling the fruits, the chocolate, and also that sandalwood in the dry down. There was something about this note combination that just smelled amazing and really uplifting and addictive, and I miss it, as you can tell. This was a good perfume, and I certainly had more than one bottle. Sadly, it is another example of a scent I just had to part ways with. The little bit I had left in mine didn't smell right, and yeah, there was no need to keep it anymore. Avril Lavigne did have a few other fragrances after that, and Forbidden Rose was one of them. I did have a bottle of that, but yeah, nothing could compare to that amazing Black Star perfume, which I think was really underrated. I don't remember it being, too much of a thing, or kind of seeing it fly off the shelves, but it was really well done, and I wish I could still have it in my collection now. The next perfume that I'm going to talk about is Stunning by Katie Price, launched in 2007. And yeah, by that point, I remember being quite a fan of Katie Price, and I was intrigued to see what the scent was like. The notes are patchouli, mandarin orange, and jasmine, and I had heard that she was inspired by Chanel when she was crafting the perfume. This one was a big surprise for me. I just thought it smelled so good, and it lasted and it projected. And I enjoyed the pretty pink of the juice, even if, the bottle shape was good, but somehow the actual feel of it was a little bit cheap and didn't quite work. But I loved the campaign with her blonde hair, and the pink of the packaging was nice. So that kind of made up for that feel of the bottle. Yeah, it was an enjoyable wear, and it was so much like Miss Dior Cherie by Christian Dior. And so yeah, wow, how amazing to get a perfume for £20 that smelled like Dior. It was really, really good. I went through more than one bottle, and yeah, sadly, it was discontinued. It's not available to buy. Would that it were, it's been around a long time, so I wouldn't trust that it would smell the same. And I was really sad to part ways with my bottle. Katie Price did have another really great scent after that with Besotted, which was very fruity and good. And I lost my lid, and so it's in our bathroom. It's like a little, air freshener. But yeah, they were her two really great perfumes in my opinion. And then after that, there were some kind of forgettable ones quite quickly released that didn't smell as bold as Stunning did. Stunning was lovely, and I really loved that name as well. So yeah, Stunning is sorely missed in my collection, and another one that was underrated. This perfume is Heat by Beyonce, launched in 2010. The notes in this scent are peach, orchid, and magnolia and neroli. In the middle, almond, macaroon, and honeysuckle, and in the base, tonka and musk. And it was certainly a scent that I was excited to try back in 2010, because I was a really huge fan of Beyonce. I still like her, but I'm more of the kind of Destiny's Child, early days, first few albums era. And yeah, I liked her collaborations with Tommy Hilfiger, so a perfume in her own right was exciting to me. And I bought my first bottle in Chicago. I was really excited to go to, Macy's and get the scent and everything else. So this isn't my first one. It's not quite what it was, but it is still beautiful. I can still see why I love this. It's a really great amber scent that is spicy, has that peach there, but this to me is a going out scent on a summer night, and it is a compliment getter for sure. My frustration with this one, and why I feel it's underrated, is because I feel this could have been kind of the Beyonce perfume. This could have stayed on the shelves with lotions, with shower gels, the whole thing. It is yummy, distinctive enough. The fact that it could be worn in the day as well. It's a statement scent that, yeah, now if I smell this on somebody, I'd be thinking, you smell good, what are you wearing? So yeah, I think Heat, it's a shame it couldn't have just been kind of her scent. Now, we had our flankers with Heat, and they're kind of forgettable for me, except for the Wild Orchid perfume, which is really great, and I've recommended a few times over on my Instagram. But yeah, now we're in different territory because Beyonce has released C'est Noir, which is a much higher price point. And yeah, while I think, okay, you know, I can see the sort of different partnerships and different brands and price points along the way, I think it's a shame there wasn't Heat kind of kept as a more affordable Beyonce scent. That would have been really great to see. It's so nicely done, and yeah, certainly underrated, I think. This perfume is Intimately Beckham from Victoria Beckham, launched in 2007. The notes in this scent include rose, sandalwood, and also musk. And you can see I've got a lovely big bottle here, and again, not my first bottle of this for sure. Happy to have this big one, and I get lots of questions and comments on this over on Instagram. So yeah, let's give it a test. This definitely does smell like it did originally. So, oh, it's really good. I remember when Victoria brought this perfume out, she said that she was one of those people who doesn't like to smell fragrance on someone as they walk past. She doesn't like it too strong. Well, that's not me at all. And when I read her book, her style book, I knew from her taste that she was kind of quite classic in what she liked. And that is what we get with this fragrance. It's soft, musky, 90s vibes. Like, I can imagine, yeah, this having been launched 10 years earlier than 2007. It's really good. It has a nostalgia for me, and it's classic. The bottle feels classic for sure. And I used to think a couple of years ago, why can't this just be on the shelves in her stores? And with her Victoria Beckham line now, it's really, really good. When it was first launched, it wasn't completely to my taste. I was wearing it for fun, you know, a bit of a costume kind of feeling like somebody else's scent, but I've come to really appreciate how pretty it is. And my husband always compliments this one. So yeah, my feelings on this scent are similar to the Beyonce perfume. And that is that now that Victoria Beckham has her kind of more niche fragrances released, they're enjoyable. I will link my review below to those. I really love 2 of those scents, but it would have been lovely to have seen a more affordable price point available for her fragrances as well. Because to me, this isn't trendy and of the time. This is a classic feeling scent that I would still kind of associate with her look and her style today. But yeah, that is my feeling on Intimately Beckham. She did go on to have other releases as well, some quite floral ones in her line, but it was David Beckham's scents and aftershaves that have, you know, lasted the test of time because he has so many. My husband's got quite a few of them and they smell really good too. Yeah. Here we have Intimately, another underrated scent. Another underrated celebrity perfume was Ashley by Ashley Roberts, and in this scent we had notes of orange blossom, honey, amber, rose and patchouli. And so yeah, I do still have my bottle, just about, but it hasn't had its lid for a very long time. Now this is a perfume where I felt that to spray it kind of felt like there was almost something different in the liquid, like it was a feeling as you sprayed it. I loved the kind of muskiness to it. It's the patchouli note I now can smell, and the honey, and it just smelled really good. And with that beautiful butterfly bottle with the multicolours, yeah, I felt like it was well done and at a great price point. Just really nice smell that, you know, wasn't too light, lasted, smelled good, and I love a honey note, and you could smell that in there too. So yeah, that seemed to kind of slip under the radar and not be available for very long at all. So I think that could have been a really good fragrance on the shelves, even if, you know, maybe she's not particularly well known in the UK anymore. I do believe she was on a reality show for a little bit. I think it was Dancing on Ice. But yeah, it would have been nice to have seen that really lovely feminine honey perfume stay around for a bit longer. For our last underrated scents, we've got 2 to talk about, and this here is Sweet Darling by Kylie Minogue and also Showtime. Now with Kylie, we've got a bit of a different story going on, because rather than her bringing out niche fragrances in the last couple of years, she's actually returned Darling to our shelves. Her very first fragrance you can now buy again, slightly reformulated. So yeah, I'm happy to have that back in my collection, but what I've been really missing is the ability to buy Sweet Darling. I can see I have plenty left in this and it smells good, but you know, I like to know that I can buy my fragrances again. I always say with this one, and I'll have to test it, that this is kind of what I'd want in my own fragrance. So yeah, I would have a fragrance line, I'm going to have a fragrance line, and one of my scents will have a vibe of Sweet Darling. I love this, and I can't even believe there was a time I didn't like it. I always say that. It's so true. You've got in here freesia and cotton candy, and it's just so pretty. And some passion fruit as well. Yeah, I love this scent. So, so pretty. And if Darling has returned, I really wish that Sweet Darling would as well. Because I just feel that now in the fragrance world, people want very, very sweet, fun scents. That kind of appetite, if you will, is there. So that is Sweet Darling. I should also say, as well as bringing back the original Darling, Kylie has brought out Disco Darling. So yeah, I will link my reviews below for you to watch. Now this very lovely scent, with only a teeny tiny little bit left, is Showtime. This is the EDT. So this is big strawberry, lots of floral notes and praline in the base. With the EDP, which I parted ways with, and I've no idea why, you also had caramel. That replaced the praline, but the strawberry was still there, and you also had licorice. Fun strawberry scents. So I'll spray my skin with this one. It'll be sad when this runs out. I did find this on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, but the person didn't want to send it, which is fair enough, but a shame when it's so hard to get hold of. A strawberry scent, a really sweet strawberry scent. Like, how great would that be in our fragrance world today? So I think this is a real shame, you know, that you can't buy it anymore. I'd love to see Kylie bring back the other perfumes in her line. She had some good ones. So yeah, 2 from her. I think that's a really lovely perfume line, and well, yeah, underrated, but you know, at least we have Darling, you know, back on our shelves, so maybe the others will follow as well. So those are the perfumes that I wanted to talk about today. Underrated celebrity perfumes. I think there are more that are underrated, but these ones more so for the fact that they are discontinued and you can't buy them now. Sadly, on that note, I think I will be feeling very similarly soon about the Rihanna line, because yeah, now that she's brought out her Fenty fragrance, it is harder to buy those Rihanna scents, and some are really well done. So yeah, stock up on your bottle of Rogue while you can. Again, with the KKW fragrance line, we had some really good ones in there too. I'm thinking particularly the Nude Lip scent. So beautiful, soft and comforting, and yeah, a real shame that wasn't even launched 5 years ago and already we can't buy it. So yeah, a couple of other lines where I'm feeling the same about them as I do these ones here. But those are all for today. So thank you very much for watching. I would love to hear your comments on this and see if you've tried any of these fragrances. And please do tell me about any gems, any celebrity scents that you really loved and enjoyed and you think were underrated as well. So thank you. I'll chat in the comments. Do go and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Find me on Facebook because I'm posting daily. And yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you in my next video.